Ladies and gentlemen, it is Keep On Reefing Thursday on a Friday. What do you guys got going on? Anything exciting? Anything absolutely, I'm sure Friday night you guys are up to. I got the Bandsaw Bandit here on a Friday night doing what he does best as we're getting ready for Keep On Reefing happening May 4th. Woo! May the 4th be with you. One of the nights tonight, what I'm really excited about bringing on is Jud McCracken we're going to bring on tonight. And if you guys haven't met him, head guy of CaribSea, and he does a fantastic job. He's always, he's at every trade show, everywhere, all over the U.S. I've seen him at Interzoo. He is absolutely everywhere, and he gives some of the coolest information when it comes down to substrate and things that are going on. So I'm really pumped about bringing him on here as he gets to talk about some of the coolest questions I got to hear him talk about was actually on Peter Cherrick's on Reef News Network. Let me see if I can bring him on here. Looking for Jud. Jud, where you at? Jud, are you hot? I see you. I'm gonna pull you in. One of the things that he talked about was the difference between the live bacterial sand and the non-live, and I thought that was one of the coolest conversations I ever heard. And I wanted him to be able to really explain that to people that didn't know the difference or understand what they're getting into. He's all pumped up. He's ready to go. Last night, Facebook wasn't liking us, so we're doing it again tonight. Come on in. Come on in. Take the invite in. What are you guys up to? I know it's Friday night, and you guys are hanging out with the fish guys over here at the OSA. We're hanging out.
There we go.
Hey, what is
awesome.
So, Jud,
how you doing, Scott?
Do me a favor. You got to introduce yourself and tell us who you are and where you're from.
Well, I'm Jud McCracken. I've worked for CaribSea for a long time. I live in western Wisconsin near Minneapolis, Minnesota, but I work for the great company CaribSea out of Florida.
That's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Now, you've been there how many years?
Going on like 14, I think.
14 years. And there's one thing you have to know about is definitely the product you sell, the R&D behind it, and things that go into it. One of the coolest things I was talking about this earlier, I heard on the podcast, on the Reef News Network podcast, when you talk about the difference between the live sands and the non-live sands, and this is like our go-to. This is definitely our go-to on the sand. Like, this is what we use almost every single day for all of our installs, everyone out there. Can you kind of break this down for us? What would you be picking this sand?
Well, agra-alive sand is going to be our cleanest and easiest to use sand. It's graded to different specifications. I think the one you have there looks like it was like the special grade reef sand. And so that's a nice, clean 1 to 2 millimeter, real easy to use for installs and things like that. It's going to not make your tank milky or cloudy. There's no dust in it. And then it's got a bacteria added into it. And that bacteria is going to help cycle the aquarium as you start it up too.
I love that. Now, when you get into other sands, how do you guys pick and choose what brand of sand you're going to come out with, the different things? Like, who comes up with like Fiji Pink, you know?
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot of movement on that in years, in that those were placed a long time ago. And so they've really been around for a long time. There's not much new to do in sand, but one cool thing that we have done is sometimes we've added like a coarser grade to a fine sand, making it more natural. And it looks more natural, and it's more natural for the animals. So like if you have jawfish and you have our West Caribbean reef live sand, it's a real fine sand that they can dig holes in, but it's got little pieces they can build their tunnels with too. And so that's kind of cool.
No, it is cool, especially for like you get into ice shrimp gobies. Shrimp gobies are awesome. And nano tanks. Nano tanks are becoming so big, and you're seeing like the shrimp goby styles, and you see that diversify where they're moving all that sand up, and they can move that around versus a thick sand or like almost a rock style sand that it's not as much. And diamond gobies, like I love diamond gobies. It's like my go-to fish for cleaning up any sort of like anything on the sand. Like diamond gobies are the one, and they love picking it up and going through. So it's one of my top favorite things. Now, what about the other sand brands? Can you kind of explain a quick thing of like the different brands and like the difference between them?
Well, there's different grades, and so in the agra-alive, there's 8 different types now. And so you can get everything from like a coral sand down to a real fine sand. And then we do have a different technology altogether where we do ocean direct. And that's also a live sand, but it's not graded or not as graded. And so although it's a great live sand because it's got live active bacteria in it, it isn't quite as clean as the agra-alive sand is. And it's more of a natural type sand with some of those smaller sediments that some animals like as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, is there a benefit to adding one versus the other?
Agra-alive gives you a nice clean tank more quickly. Ocean Direct gives you a more mature tank more quickly in that it does have the actual natural bacteria that were on the sand to begin with when it was in the ocean.
Now, another question for you is like when you're adding, so a reef tank, we usually go for like a thinner sand. Do you have a different style for a fish only? Do you feel like, I'm just as the CaribSea point of view, do you feel like you should go thicker? I'm just curious.
I think in fish only, it's just for the maintenance you're going to be performing. A thinner bed is probably a little easier, and a coarser substrate is going to be easier too.
Oh, that's awesome. I absolutely love it. I love it so much. And then the other thing I want to get into is the water. You guys are our water sponsor for Keep On Reefing. What about, what's with that? Like when we buy water, what are we getting for the water?
Well, we go out into the ocean and we get the water. Well, we don't actually get it. Other people go get it, and we get it from them. We take and we sterilize and filter that water down so that there's no particles in the water. It's clean. There's no pathogens that are going to be in the water. And then we bottle it up after making sure it's remineralized, the pH is fine, and all of that. It's real seawater for your aquarium.
No, it's awesome. It looks, and we use it on a lot of corals here, and we have a lot of people that use it to take it home, and you can see the corals really react to it too. Like they love it. Especially if you have like acans or any LPSs, they look so fat and puffy when you keep them underneath it. I just love it. Is there anything special in there? Is it set for a certain alk or a certain type of calcium?
We just go with the natural parameters. There's no set. Being it's a bottled seawater, you get a little bit of precipitation and things like that. So it's just set natural parameters. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's so cool. And then rock is like the new big thing, especially with like a lot of us, obviously, aquaculture has become so important, protecting the oceans, and between the dry rock and really the life rock. What, if anyone that doesn't know what life rock is, what is life rock? And let's talk about the shapes, because the shapes are epic right now.
Okay. Well, first off, let me this is what we start out with for all our rock. This is a mined rock that comes from South Florida. It's our South Seas base rock. It's a real rock. It's got real holes in it, and that's what everything is made out of. So we sell this, and you can make this into your reef right here. Or we do our colored rock, our life rock. And our life rock is made out of that same base material, but we do color it to appear that it's got coral and algae growing on it. And then as another step, we add a shelf stable dormant bacteria to it that comes active when you put it in the aquarium, goes within the rocks into those recesses and becomes your denitrifying bacteria.
That's awesome. How long would you say, like, if you were starting a tank, can you use this totally dry from the beginning?
Yes, you can use it from the beginning. Typically, you're going to see an ammonia and nitrite reduction. Ammonia in the first 7 to 10 days, nitrite following that shortly thereafter. Denitrification is going to take a little bit longer, but because of the bacteria we're using, they will start to denitrify fairly quickly.
What about phosphate levels? Do you feel like you get an increase of phosphate because it's a dry rock?
Our pits that we're getting our rock from, we get assays from them, and they're at below detectable limits when they do their phosphate tests. And so there's no free phosphate.
Yeah. How long would you say if you started dry, okay, we started dry rock, we didn't do light rock, how long would you say, like, I'm asking this question just to know, how long would you say it would take to really get that tank cranking?
Oh, that's so hard to answer.
I know.
Just because each tank is different, but
I know. So I just try to figure out, because you always hear, different results, different things, and I'm just curious. You see so much, and I didn't know if you had like an average that you saw.
I don't like to put an average on it.
Okay.
A lot of times, as far as nitrogen cycle is concerned, we can put an average on that, but it's really the maturity that you're looking for, and the denitrification that's going to happen, and the maturity of the aquarium.
No, that's all
So,
right.
yeah.
I love it. I love the fact that you're like, and you're honest about it, and I love it. One of the other things is too is the shapes. Like there's shapes out there we just don't get anymore. Like they're not seeing, and it looks so cool, especially the new cave styles where it's like the new cave. Peter checks that one. It looks awesome.
Yeah. Got a little one right here, but it's not like Peter's. Peter's is pretty big, but yeah.
What I like about those is you're giving fish hiding spaces, different styles. You're creating that new cool modern scape rockwork to it, and different platforms for your corals.
Yeah, the shelves and stuff have really been popular for that reason. And people, especially we've done our new extra large sizes, people are loving that for a place to place everything in their aquarium. Yeah.
On this, I think that's what we need. On the saltwater side, are we going to see anything new upcoming?
We're working on doing some new stuff with rock, doing new shapes, things that are more, all this stuff, we have to move it around. We have to get it to you.
Yep.
And so we're trying to get new shapes that are cool, but still can be transferred to you without them breaking. And that's kind of the big thing, because a lot of the shapes are small pieces of that base rock put together.
Oh yeah, I totally get what you're saying. So like my favorite right now is the stick rocks. I think that's like the coolest thing because you can place and you come up out of different ways. And I feel like especially guys that I like those new nanos, like the 30s, the 20s to the 30s to the 40s, and you can create these really awesome shapes and different things that we didn't even think about 5 years ago. How is that like? Were you guys seeing anything special like that?
As far as just smaller tanks and more efficient aquascaping, I mean, with the shapes and with the branch, you're using less rock, you're creating much cooler aquascapes. I mean, we're seeing things that just aren't that pile of rock that, is backed up against the back of the aquarium. And there's real open places for fish to swim like you're talking about, but yet just the same amount of surface area to place your corals on.
No, it's awesome. It really is awesome because, like you said, the old school look was always everything was jammed up against the back wall of the tank. Everything was like it came back down here. But now the new style is kind of towards the middle, different rock scapes. So you have these big platforms, and then you got these new fishing sticks, bam, 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 and it's really cool. You can put imagine torch heads or a hammerhead here. It looks so cool, especially with the different style sticks on them. And like you said, it gives you plenty of room for bacteria to grow on that as well. And I love the fact you guys have been focusing on all around the big diversity. What I'm really on the kick right now is my freshwater tanks. Everyone that knows me, the new kick is definitely the new freshwater planet tank. This is what I'm loving right now. Right? What's going on with freshwater? What are we looking at for here?
Boy, we're seeing freshwater is just blowing up. It's great. And it's good for us because we've expanded our freshwater selection a little bit. And what you held up there are eco-planted. I mean, that's one of our most popular products. We've been expanding with just some, gravels over the last few years that help to accent planted aquariums and other, these nature style aquariums that are coming out. And then we've got our aquascaping rock, and you've got more of it there than I have, but this is our dragon stone, and we've got several other types. And those are really, really being well received as far as for aquascaping those cool planted tanks. And you're seeing so many reef people who are now starting another tank, and it's a freshwater tank planted.
That is totally 100% true. I'm seeing it. Rachel Fogel's getting into it. Like so many people are, and they're not big tanks. A lot of guys, they have their reefers, they have their reef tanks, and they're starting these 20, these 30-gallon, even 10-gallon planted tanks because I don't know. It's like a different feeling. It's different diversity. What is this your go-to? Is the Eco Complete your go-to for the planted tanks?
Our Eco Complete is. I'm odd in that I've used the red a lot more than the black. I like it a lot more, but that's just me. Our black is the #1 seller. It outsells the red like crazy, but I love the red, and that's my favorite.
What for anyone out there that doesn't know about the Eco Complete? Why would we get into it for a planted tank?
Well, Eco Complete provides minerals. Beyond providing minerals, it's also packaged live, like our live sands. But those minerals, one thing with them is they're bound up into rocks, right? And so we add a few other little microbes into the packing solution. And those are mycorrhizal fungi. Mycorrhizal fungi help plants by coupling up with them at the root level, going out in little tiny threads into the environment, secreting enzymes to break down minerals and bringing them back to the plant in exchange for simple sugars. So it's a type of fungi that has a symbiotic relationship with the plant, and we include those in that.
No, it's wicked awesome. And what I also like about it is, like, when I try to get people into planted tanks, right? We get, as reefers, you try so hard on certain things. You got to remember back to the basics. So I try to get everybody on the Anubias, a Crip species, Java ferns, things that grow easy and they grow well to this. And they grow very well to the Eco-Complete. And I tell you, that's becoming one of our #1 substrates being sold out there. One of the other things is, too, you guys also have other substrates. What other type of substrates you guys have for freshwater?
Well, we do a line of just inert sands and gravels, and that's our supernaturals line. And so that's just, quartzite gravels that are more for kind of an aesthetic accent. And then on the specialty side, we do African cichlid substrates, and those all have aragonite included in them to help, keep a high pH in the aquarium. And then we've got another little bit of a line of planted that's our Floramax line. It's a dry line, a little more economy than the Eco-Complete, but similar type stuff without the mycorrhizae in it. And then we have some accessories that we do with planted aquariums. We have our rhizomat, which is a coconut mat that goes underneath the substrate. It provides a place for the plants to root. One challenge, especially if someone's starting out, is those floating plants that keep going up. And it does provide a place for them to grab onto, and roots really do tend to thrive in that zone underneath the substrate in that coconut mat. We do a few other things too. We sell the mycorrhizae separately, and we also do like Indian almond leaves and some of those things to add tannins to a planted or a soft water type aquarium.
Are you adding any of the tannins? That's kind of cool that you're doing the almond leaves. I see I like Scott Fellman. I follow him a lot. And I love when he does like all the almond leaves and stuff on the bottom. We haven't done that, but that is pretty cool. I gotta say, that is pretty awesome. And where else are you guys gonna take the freshwater line to?
Well, we're looking at some new things right now. It's too soon to really talk about much. More aquascaping type stuff, hopefully. Looking to kind of capitalize on where the trends seem to be going there.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Jud, is there anything else you want to add? I appreciate you doing this on a Friday night.
Oh, no, man. Thank you for redoing it. And I just was so discouraged last night at not being able to come on. But there's not much else I want to add except to say thank you, Scott. I do appreciate the opportunity.
No, I thank you guys. I want you to be able to come down, talk to Jud himself. He's a great guy. I'm always tormenting him at every single show, every show. It doesn't matter if it's a buyer show. It doesn't matter if it's a reef show. It doesn't matter where it is. I see him and I go right for him. Great guy, full of knowledge. And honestly, his knowledge is really what made us bring a lot of that product into here, because I believe in it. I believe in the product. I believe you guys see how he is. He's so honest and he's telling you exactly how it feels. And I believe that with everything that they're going for on certain products of where it's at. And we're grateful for you. Make sure you guys come down May 4th. Keep On Reefing Expo. Come meet Jud himself. Jud, anything else at all?
No, that's it, Scott.
Jud, can I get a Keep On Reefing from you?
Keep on reefing.
Woo! Thanks, Jud. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Scott.
I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. I appreciate it on a Friday night. I just wanted to bring Jud in. I wanted him to show some of that and explain some of that, because I thought it was such awesome information that a lot of people don't understand about, obviously, gravel. And that's right where we start from, right? You get the tank, and the next thing you're going to go is gravel. And the old school, remember the old school way of like, you're going to buy the sand or the gravel and you're washing it, clean it out? We're so beyond that. When you can put that sand in, it clouds up the whole tank, but yet the next day, crystal clear. And that's what I love about it. Thank you guys so much. I'm not going to tell you too much. Make sure you get tickets on keeponreefingexpo.com for May 4th for the Keep On Reefing Expo. And also, if you guys haven't checked out osacorals.com, we're moving all of our products available now for shipping online for the same price as Amazon. You can buy right from us. We appreciate it. Small business orders, same price as Amazon. We can ship right to your door. From our store to your door, we're still over here at OSA. I'll see you guys later. Keep on reefing, baby. Woo!